All right, so good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? Good. Good. Okay, let's try and keep our pencils still so you can hear all of my directions. So we just read The Emperor's Egg by, who was our author? Do you remember the first name? Yes, and this book had an illustrator, and her name is Jane Chapman. Okay. What do you know about penguins? What do you know about them?
When it's cold.
Yeah, say it again, Linda.
They huddle up when it's cold.
They huddle up when it's cold. Why do they huddle up when it's cold?
They also can speak different languages.
They can speak different languages?
And they slide on their bellies down big slopes.
They slide on their bellies down the slope. And what kind of penguin?
They don't want to slide down big ones because if they're going down big ones, like they can stop, but like when they're going down big ones, it's harder to stop. So
it's harder to stop.
Probably keep going.
And then, but what can happen to the egg?
It can get lost.
Right. What kind of penguins are we talking about, though? Emperor penguins. Oh my goodness. I was wondering, we have a yardstick here. So what would 4 feet look like? I heard that they were like 4 feet tall. Are you 4 feet tall, do you think?
I'm like 4 or 4.5.
Oh, you think you're 4.5? Why don't you stand up, Lyndon? Let's see. You don't want to stand up? Let's take a look at you. You know, you're probably pretty close. Do you know how much the penguins weigh? How much do you think if Lyndon was an emperor penguin, what do you think they would weigh? Right there. What is he doing? What is he showing you? What? He is waddling. And why are you waddling?
Penguin.
You're a penguin. Do you know they weigh 90 pounds? How much do you weigh, Lyndon, do you think? You don't know? Does anybody know how much you weigh? No? How much do you weigh?
30. I know it's somewhere in the 30s.
In the 30s? Okay, wow.
My sister weighs 38.
Well, okay, so we know that penguins are tall, and emperor penguins are tall, and they have some nice weight on them, don't they? What is something that you're curious about the emperor penguin? What are you curious about?
I also kind of know, like, with the body, it's like a sled, but it's like a really, really warm sled.
A warm sled?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And why do you think it's a warm sled?
Because, like, with humans, when they're going down, they kind of get cold on their bellies.
Okay.
And, like, they just, like, kind of have a built-in warm sled. Mm-hmm. So, like, when they're sliding down on their bellies, they don't, like, get frostbite on their bellies.
Okay. Because why? What is on their body that keeps them so warm?
Cold. Like
their feathers. What else? What else do you think is underneath their feathers?
Really warm skin.
What's another type of insulation on an animal, do you think, that keeps them nice and warm? How about fat? Or blubber? Have you heard of that word before? No. Blubber? No? So underneath the feathers is fat or blubber, and that's a waterproof layer that keeps them dry and keeps them warm. So that is something for you to think on, isn't it? Why do you think male penguins incubate the egg? Now that's a new word. What does incubate mean?
Sit on it for a long time?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah. Why do you think the males sit on it and not the female?
Because the females are thinking to get food for the baby.
Okay, so you learned that, didn't you? The females go off, they lay the egg, they go off, and they hunt in the ocean.
When they lay the egg, it takes a lot of energy.
Exactly, it takes a lot of energy for them to produce that egg. So then the dad emperor, where does the little egg sit on the dad? What did we learn? Right, but on top of what?
His foot.
Right, his feet. And then they have this little, I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's this flap. It's almost like a blanket that flaps over that egg. And that's what keeps it safe and warm. So how do you think these penguins, how do they keep themselves safe from any kind of, like, what are their survival traits? Do you know what a trait is?
You think, like, if they have huddled together, they're more safe because
They're
it's
more-
harder to get into them.
Exactly.
Like, get to them.
And what did we talk about when they're huddling together? Remember, it was a big circle, right? But what happens to the penguins on the outside? Aren't they going to get cold?
And then they move into the middle.
They move into the center, and that way everybody really takes a turn, right, on staying nice and warm and then spending time on the outside of the circle. All right, so where do emperor penguins live? Do you remember what we talked about?
They live in Antarctica.
Would you shut the door for me, please? Thank you. You're right, they live in Antarctica. Is Antarctica a state, a country, or a continent?
Continent.
Right, it's a continent. Is it nice and warm there? Are there palm trees? No. What's Antarctica like? Is it
Cold.
Is it cold? Is it just like regular cold, or is it, ooh, really, really cold? It is freezing cold there. Do people live there?
No. I think the coldest it ever got there was 87 below zero.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty cold, Lyndon. Wow. Okay, what happens if the emperor penguins weren't able to live on Antarctica? Like, if it gets really warm and the ice starts melting, what do you think would happen to the penguins?
Like they could swim maybe to another side, but if it's too far, they would probably like get too tired and maybe start to sink down.
I agree.
Or like if they were, because those is like more predators in the water, which it's harder for them to survive and carry the eggs.
Right. So, do you think it would be possible for them to carry an egg, though, and swim in the ocean?
No.
It might be kind of hard because remember, how many months are they sitting on that egg?
2.
2. Are they eating a lot of food at that time? No. So they have to save up all their energy.
And also, I think they kind of like would eat a lot before they like had the egg, and,
Yeah.
and then they could like. And then they had a lot of fat in them. It would store some of the food, and then they could eat it when they're hungry.
Yeah.
But then like when they run out, it's probably in 2 months, and then they kind of get hungry, and so they go back to the ocean.
Right. They have to go
Catch
back
more
to
fish.
the ocean to catch the fish. That's right. Okay, I want to talk with you about a diagram. Do you know what a diagram is?
Yeah.
Okay, no, sort of? Here we go. This is
yeah,
the...
now
It's the life cycle of a penguin. Do we know what a life cycle is?
Yes.
Okay, someone tell me.
We're going to start in the egg for like 2 months, and then they start to hatch, and then like they start to grow some more feathers, and then they like turn into, and then they get bigger until they're like 14.
And then the eggs, and then they start to hatch, and then they grow a little bit.
They do grow,
And
right?
and then they grow more feathers, and then they grow
Okay,
into
I like your,
penguin.
sure, you are doing so good with that life
But
cycle.
then the life cycle goes over again.
Right, it's a life cycle, so it keeps going and going and going. Do we have glue sticks today?
Yes.
Where do you feel they are? Are they by me? Oh my goodness. They're right by Miss Rachael. Okay, would you grab a glue stick, please? And then wait for your next instructions. Okay, did you grab one, Lyndon? There you go. All right, I think Miss Rachael's going to grab one too. Okay, now you can take your cap off. Good. Okay, here is our penguin life cycle. We're going to open this booklet up like this, and you can just fold it at the top. Okay. So you're actually going to be looking at yours. Miss Rachel's going to turn hers towards you so I can help you, okay? Right here, see all these sheets of paper?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, there's a lot here. I think there's 4 or 5. You're going to have to help me figure that out. I want you to get in here. We're going to mix them around, and you're going to grab one. Oh, there you go, Lyndon. Got you. And turn it over, and let's see what we have. Turn it over in front of you. And I'm going to read mine. If you need help with reading, that's okay. We'll help each other. Here's Miss Rachael, so listen carefully. The chick has grown into an adult. The chick has grown into an adult.
The mother lays the eggs in, and leaves them C.
Okay, may I read that out loud too? Okay, the mother lays the egg and then leaves for the sea. So we're going to put that here with mine. Okay, Lyndon, do you need help with yours or can you read that today?
The mother comes back to feed her egg after 2 months
There it is.
at, is this C?
Yes, it is. And C. All right, Lyndon, may I have yours because that's different too. So the mother comes back to feed her chick after 2 months at sea. Liliana. You got the title, Penguin Life Cycle, okay. And Alina.
The baby chick continues to grow.
Oh my goodness, did we actually all choose ones that were different? I think we did.
Yeah.
Okay, looking at these, I'm going to turn them towards you. Looking at these, if I was going to write a story, what's the first thing I would need to put on the top of my page?
Penguin life cycle.
Yeah, so Penguin Life Cycle. So can you try and find Penguin Life Cycle in here? Do some searching. See if you can find Penguin Life Cycle. When you find it, yep, go ahead and put some glue on the back. And then put it at the top center of your page. You see this? Top center of your page.
It looks like there's only 3.
Well, are we missing one? Well, let's take a real quick, let's turn these over. Well, goodness sake, I thought we had, here, let's lift up, that's okay. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to trade you booklets. Here you go. Okay, now what happens? What happens after the title? What's the first thing? What's the first thing that happens in the life cycle?
The egg is laid.
The egg is laid. Okay, so if I'm looking at my picture, okay, the egg is laid, but we have our title here, and that's okay. So what will go next? The egg. Where's the egg picture? Yep, top middle. You got it. So find one of the photos that hasn't. Can you reach it? There you go. Does Lyndon need one? There you go. So that, let's pretend this is my title, is going to go to your what? What hand?
Right side.
Is that your right side?
Yeah.
Very good. Your right side. There. Yep, just like a Liliana. See what she's doing there?
Right side 'cause I write with it.
Yes, very good. So go ahead and put, yep, that's right. Put some glue on the back. Okay, so the mommy laid the egg. Now what happens?
She goes out to sea to get food.
Correct. And then who takes care of the egg?
Dad.
So we need to find one of these little pieces of paper that says the father takes care of the egg for 2 whole months. Right there. Great. You're going to want to put that on the bottom of your sheet of paper. There you go. So that says the mother. We're looking for the father. Oh, I see one. Very good, Lyndon. Thank you for your help. There you go. Okay, yep, right on the bottom of your page. Right in the bottom middle. Great. So now what happens? We've got the baby chick continues to grow. Or we have the chick has grown into an adult. Or the mother comes back from sea. What do you think?
The mother comes back from sea.
So now, has the baby been born? Let's just see. I'm just trying to look at the baby chick continues to grow. The chick has grown into an adult. The mother comes back. Yep, the mother is going to come back. That's right.
Can we put it right here?
Yep, you could put it right there.
Where are you going to put it?
Well, we're going to use the upper portion of our booklet. The baby chick continues to grow. The chick has grown into an adult.
I'm putting mine.
So let's see what kind of directions we can follow, Alina. Do you see what your neighbors are doing? Yep, so can you is that what you're choosing to do? Okay, great. All right, we have 2 more. What do you think comes next? The chick has grown into an adult? Or what does that say, Liliana? The baby chick continues to grow. So you can put that here. The upper, what is this hand? Left. Mm-hmm. So you need the baby chick continues to grow. You have that, Lyndon? So upper left. This is the left side of your, yep, and you can put it in the middle if you choose, or right there. It doesn't really matter. Great. Okay. Then what is the last one?
The chick grows into an adult.
The chick grows into an adult. The chick grows into an adult. And then what happens, Liliana? After it grows into an adult,
The life cycle goes again.
the life cycle goes again. Do you think this is a lot of work for these penguins?
Yes.
Do you think it's a lot of work for the mom and the dad and the baby?
Yes.
Right? And then they grow into these beautiful emperor penguins. And how tall are they?
4 feet.
And how much do they weigh typically?
90.
90 pounds. Isn't that incredible? All right, I'm going to ask you a couple questions, okay? You can keep these books. You can color them if you want to. I would recommend that you put your name on your book so you don't lose it, okay? So while you're doing that, let me ask you some questions, okay? What do you think the emperor penguins need when they dive in the ocean? Why are they diving in the ocean?
To get fish and food.
What kind of food do you feel?
Fish.
Fish. Shrimp, krill, squids. Did you know that too? Squid? Wow, would you eat any of that food?
No.
Why?
Well, maybe. Well, probably fish.
Yeah. Fish, you'd eat some fish? You probably want to cook it first maybe, or? Yeah? Okay. All right, number 2. Where do emperor penguins live?
In
Where do they live?
Antarctica.
Very good, Liliana. Antarctica, right. What helps emperor penguins stay warm in Antarctica? Remember I talked with you about that. There's a couple of things.
Together.
Very good. They huddle. What else? What else about them on their body?
They've got like fur and feathers and like fat.
Yes, or what do we call it?
Oh.
Blub. Blubber. Blubber. What a great word to say. Do you want to say it? Blubber. Very nice. All right. What would happen, do you think, if the ice, Antarctica, that the penguins live on, what if that went away? What do you think would happen to our friends, the penguins?
Probably all die or something.
Why do you feel that way?
Probably because it would get too warm for them.
Right, because they live in cold. That's how they survive in a cold climate.
Yeah.
So what is something you still wonder? Is there something you still wonder about emperor penguins that you didn't learn from this book? Is there anything you wonder about? Or you just know it, do you know it all? And that's okay if you do. I'm impressed. Can you tell me one thing that you learned? Just one. Alina, what did you learn today from this? Oh, hold on, Lyndon. We'll let Alina go.
They huddle up if they get really cold.
Okay.
They keep warm. They keep warm because of the little flap.
Oh, yes, the egg. They keep the egg warm with the flap. Right.
And it shows it on the side.
They do. Lyndon?
I didn't really learn anything new.
You didn't learn anything new? You knew everything. Did you know how much they weighed?
No.
So maybe you did learn something new, huh? I'm so glad.
My dad puts the baby on his feet.
The dad puts the baby on his feet. You did so well. I am so glad I was able to work with you this morning talking about the emperor penguin. You did really great work. You listened so well. You followed direction. And you participated and answered questions and gave me your thoughts. So I really appreciate that. You have a good rest of your day, okay? I'll see you later.